All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early Morning Crypto Talk. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California on this Wednesday morning. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Early
Hold on.
Morning
I heard
Crypto
myself.
Talk. Bitcoin Brandon.
I share information for educational, training, and entertainment purposes only, and it is up to you to make your own informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. So we've got on the line already Marnita Casa, Carla Arrigo, Diane Williamson, Dorothy Mays, Hillbilly James, Joyce Easley, Leonard Long, Rita Broussard, Shauna Ross, Stan Thompson, Tammy Gully, and Teresa Carlson, CJ. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, everybody. And then I am streaming on YouTube today. Every now and then we'll throw up a free one on the YouTube side. So let's jump in. We have a lot of information to go through, and this is going to be another busy day. We've got Crypto Talk right now. Top of the hour is the fixed presentation. Then I'm doing a fixed presentation again at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by Diamond Class. And if you guys missed Diamond Class last night, that that is $1 million information. I paid a lot of money to learn that information. So you guys got it last night, and then we got a follow up to that in our diamond class tonight. After the next 5 day challenge, we're going to be going back to kind of a regular schedule with the diamond class, where one of the nights will be really covering one of the courses, crypto courses, and another night we'll be talking about entrepreneurship, mindset, what it takes to become a successful home-based entrepreneur. So that's the new series that we're going through. And as a heads up, soon we'll be unveiling kind of a direction I want to take with the launch of the ILCA Health Division. I kind of wanted to start it with the ILCA Elite, and that didn't work the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to go back to the drawing boards with that. But I will have my ILCA Health Division that's going to be covering right now the two opportunities that we're taking advantage of: Get Fit Mining and Fix, and how they're going to be working hand in hand together. So let's go ahead and jump in and sharing some information. And I want to start off with because this is going to be a new trend for me today on the Get Fit Mining side. And for those of you who do not know, it's simply an app that pays you for your physical activity. It's a move to earn app. Well, I woke up this morning and saw that I earned from yesterday, and this is just on this was my iPhone, 38 MQT, 38 MQT, August 13th. I submitted it. I did. Now I'm almost maxing, almost 20,000 steps I did yesterday, 9 miles, 3,341 calories, 2 hours and 40 minutes workout time, and I slept 8.5 hours. Almost maxed it out. And I got 6.7 million shares, which, according to when I took this screenshot this morning, it was $3.93, which put me at $149 for the day. But here's the thing. I just looked. The price went up. It's now at $4 a coin. So it's actually more. And then I looked on my phone, my Android, and that numbers has changed. Now understand that that number 38 is not going to be at 38 at the end of the day, because not everybody has submitted yet. So by the time that's finished, that 38 should probably drop to maybe 25, 26. But if I were to, I can just show this live. Open up this is my secondary device where I have less miners on it. Well, lower miners on it. Let's see. Open it up. This one I had at the time 3 alphas and 3 ultras. And as you see today, I've already walked 5,377 steps today. I'm not playing. Whoa, it shows me I already got 2,000 calories burned. I've already done 3 miles. It's just 8 a.m. I worked out an hour. You think I'm playing? Now, from yesterday on this device, and this is where I could tell I'm wearing two watches, one for my iPhone, one for my Android. The iPhone, and I think it has to do the watch. This watch for my Android is the Zomi, and this thing could be tricky. So later, I'm going to go ahead and get the $340 Samsung watch that acts like the smartwatch that tracks it a little bit even better. But even with these numbers, it tracked me as 16,000 steps, 7.61 miles, 2,900 calories burned, 2.5 hours workout time, and 7 hours, 55 minutes sleep off the same data. So you can see the difference between what my Android is doing and what my iPhone is doing off the same exact steps. However, this isn't bad because if I look at my history, because I submitted this and 16.72 MQT for August 13th. So 16 plus 30, 38, 48, 50, 55, 56 MQT for the day, 56. And what's the price? $4 times 4. That's $224 I made yesterday in one day. Now, what I did, I sold 50 MQT today and I upgraded my miners. So I upgraded. So now my secondary, my Android, I've got 6 alphas working for me now. Before I had just 3 alphas and 4 ultras. Now I have 6 alphas working for me. So tomorrow's numbers should be bigger. On my iPhone, I have two omegas and 5 alphas. So now I'm going to go back when I make more money. I'm going to start to upgrade my alphas. Now it's going to cost me $200 a piece to upgrade, and it takes 2 alphas to make 1 omega. So I need to purchase more Lennies and start to evolve them up so I can replace once I have 2 alphas into 1 omega. So you see an omega mining power is 300% and alpha mining power is 175%. So you see the big difference? That's why I need to have more omegas working for me. So I'm showing this live as this goes, and something else also happened. Coin market cap is at hey Leonard, I want to save that for Saturday. Yeah, $200 to convert 2 alphas to an omega. Yeah. So coin market cap, MQT. Let me refresh this. It's showing as $3.96. All right, so it dropped right down from 4. Well, this is more live. This is live right now at $4. Coin market cap hasn't updated, but it's showing at $3.96, up 31% in the last 24 hours. Even with people selling, it went up. And look at this. Top gainer, number 1%. Trending number 4. It was trending number 1 yesterday. Top gainer, number 1% on the Avalanche chain. I'm not showing you back office stuff. This is the blockchain. All this information is blockchain information. Even when I'm looking at this site, all of this site is attached to the blockchain. This isn't company dashboard information. So I'm very, very pleased with how this MQT is moving. Look at this. This is real live, but this is what impressed me. Yesterday, remember I did this? I was excited that it was at $3. And one day it jumped all the way to $4 in one day. And I can see all the buy and sell orders taking place down here. So this is a good way. One thing I love about projects that we do, this is learning exercises. You're learning how the blockchain works. You're learning how to read the chart. You're able to see the transactions. You're even able to see every single wallet that's doing transactions. Somebody, was any big sales here? Somebody just did $100 for 398, 67 MQT 266. These look like these small amounts. People are evolving, and then there's a couple of buy orders in there. Here's where the smart contract went in and dropped the liquidity and bought MQT tokens. And the liquidity is still at $492,000, as opposed to WIN, for example, which is like 8,000 liquidity. All right. So let's jump into what's happening in the crypto world right now. I see Rita saw those numbers and she got up and said, let me walk. let me get some of these numbers in here. That's right, Rita. I just did the same thing. I did 5,000 steps already. All right. So our current market cap is at 0.2%, up 2.1 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is at 53.6%. Ethereum is at 14.6. This seems about exactly where it was yesterday. Largest gainers, Black Card Coin, not familiar, $1 billion car, I guess, or cat, 48%. Pac Moon. Bitcoin is still under 60,000, slightly down 0.5%. Ah, interesting. The market went up, but Bitcoin went down. Ethereum slightly down. BNB slightly up. Toncoin, now here's an outlier. So when I say I look for outliers, this is what I mean. If the total market cap is almost flatline, and then you see other tokens are almost flatline with it, which one stands out like a picture book? What numbers are big when they shouldn't be? Boom, right there, Toncoin. Up 9.7%. It's green across the board and up 21.6% for the week. Huh. Dogecoin down 2.4. Any other outlier here? Any main one? Okay, well, here we go. Sui's down 6.3. Mantle's up 4.4. So this is a choppy waters chart. Here's another one. Ave's up 8.4%. Green across the board. Let's check the last hour on these coins just to see the market trend right now. So in the last hour, the top coins are all trending in the green, except wrapped Staint ETH. So the market's trending in the green as of right now. Best performers over the last 24 hours, we've got Toncoin. We got Aave, Phantom, 7.1. We got Flare, 6.6. Notcoin, Thorchain, Mantra, Mantle. Okay. Worst performers, Sui, Akash, Dog Whiff Hat, Jasmine Coin, Cosmos Hub, Say, Floki, Doge, Bitcoin Cash, Filecoin, Brett. These are slightly in the red, but nothing major. So this is the choppy Wednesday, midweek. All right, let's jump into some of the news. BRICS countries deem the US dollar is less important in global trade. This should be front page of every US newspaper and news station right now. This is a direct threat to our way of life, and most people don't even get it. Hey, what did we talk about last night, Diamond members? The unconscious unknowing. Ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Most Americans don't even know what BRICS means or what it stands for, let alone do they know what threat it is. Last night, I was half asleep watching some B-rated movie called Meteors on Peacock. And that movie sucks big time. I just like watching B-rated apocalyptic movies, and how this one woman is trying to save the world, and she's got to get from point A to point B. and she's having nothing but obstacles along the way. And the people who's in her way, she's telling them, I am trying to save your life. Either help me or move out of the way. But no, the people are so short-sighted on the moment. I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to get mine. I don't care about the moment, that they have no concept of the big picture. It's like this, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of training that I learned here. And we're going to talk about this tonight on Diamond Class, focusing on the goal and not the task. When I started going through that training, what made sense to me, what I had my aha moment was that you need to look at your life right now. Most people are looking at their life through a magnifying glass, and all they see is on that magnifying glass. So if you go to out in the field and you find an ant hill and you put the magnifying glass down so you can see the ants, the only ants you see is what's in the field of that magnifying glass. But are there more ants that you can't see outside of that magnifying glass? There's an entire colony that impacts everything. Everyone has a role. So what those other ants are doing that you can't see impacts what you see in your magnifying glass. But you're so focused on this, you have no idea what's taking place around you. When I learned it from that standpoint, my brain went, how insignificant we are. Does an ant know a human is standing next to it? Does an ant know that a human's foot is about to come on top of it? That's how people are going through life. So right now, I'm starting to teach tonight's lesson too early. So the world, or most Americans, have no idea what BRICS is. And let's test out our own community. Please type in the chat box what BRICS stands for. What is BRICS? Type it in the chat box for me, please. So BRICS countries deem US dollar is less important. That's why this is a big deal. If they are able to threaten our US dollar, our way of life goes away. The vice chairman of the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Well, Rita typed that fast and she's up and walking right now. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. That's right. Kenny got it. Joyce got it. It pays to be in the inner circle. And that's right. Other nations have joined as well. What she said. So here's what they're doing. Oh, your 9-year-old daughter knows what BRICS is? Oh, I give that up to her. I know if I were to ask my own kid who hears me talking about this every day, he ain't going to know. Vice Chairman of the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Samit Shastri, has highlighted the economic bloc shift away from reliance on the US dollar, opting instead to trade using their national currencies like the Russian ruble, Indian rupee, and the Chinese yuan. He underscored the importance of economic self-reliance and the challenge to Western economic dominance. Now, again, this is when you talk about geopolitics, you have to put away partisan politics, meaning red versus blue, Democrat versus Republican. And instead, you need to focus on action and reaction. If we do this, how is somebody else going to respond? Yeah, are you following me here? If you're following me, type me in the chat box. There's action and there's reaction. There's consequences for our actions. You just can't do something and expect there's no repercussions to anything, no matter what action you take. So when Trump became president, and then he's not president anymore, and he wants to be president again, and he's telling the world what he wants to do. He's telling the world, America first. No to NATO. We're going to pull out of NATO. And he will allow Russia to do whatever they want with them if they're not paying their fair share. This is not me doing partisan. This is what he said. What do you think the other nations for the last 70 years who have been relying on the United States to be the leader of the free world, how are they going to respond to that new policy shift? And I'm just talking about our allies. Our allies are going to say, "Hey, we can't rely on America, so we need to be more self-reliant ourselves." And now let's talk about our enemies. Our enemies are saying this: importance of economic self-reliance, so that if the United States or the West were to drop sanctions on them, it's not going to hurt them, and to challenge Western economic dominance. So this is a double-edged sword. Not only are we, if we implement this policy, pulling ourselves out of the world stage, our enemy is going to take advantage of that and say, and we're going to challenge your power in the first place. Double-edged sword. Consequence or action, reaction. Yeah, Marnita, I've been practicing on saying things a certain way. I'm trying to talk like Herschel on that explanation. Sameep Shastri, Vice Chairman of the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry, discussed the changing economic dynamics within the BRICS nations in an interview at TASS Publication on Monday. The BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry facilitates trade, commerce, and economic cooperation among the BRICS nations. Shastri emphasized that BRICS countries are moving away from relying on the US dollar and choosing instead to conduct trade using their own national currency. So if I was the leader of another nation, I would do the same thing. Look, they're looking out for their best interests. And their best interest is not to be under the thumb of the United States. I think we are going to see de-dollarization soon. This is bad for us. We are in debt. And the only reason why we're still living our lives is because other nations is purchasing our debt. We have already started our trade. See, this isn't a theory. They've already started using rubles and rupee and won and rupee, our own currencies, and we do not need, or we do not attach much value to the dollar anymore. Oh my gosh. This isn't a US politician saying this. You have to understand, this statement is like someone shooting a nuclear missile at us. The United States has had dominance since World War II and been the world financial leader. Now they're saying, we don't put value to the dollar anymore. He highlighted the importance of countries strengthening their own currencies and economies, stating, we should not be dependent on one single currency. Do you want to know why the United States also has had it this way? It's stabilized the world. If you have a bunch of nations, and I am going to speak as a full-blooded American with American interests on this. I want you to follow me on this. If you have these other nations that are now becoming deep independent for themselves, they all have their own agendas. So instead of having two superpowers, one of the West, one of the East, and all the other nations flocking to their poles, now you're going to have 40, 50, 70 individual states with 70 individual agendas. And you don't think they're going to have conflict with each other? And that inevitably leads to war. Smaller world wars to larger wars, and we have history to prove this. World War I, World War II, 100 years war between Britain and France. Why do you think after World War II, The current system was created to cut all that nonsense out. America was like, look, we're not going to be dragged into another world war, so we need to basically kind of take over, but we're not going to do it the British way and have colonies all over the world. Instead, we're going to do it through finances, through money. Whoever controls the money controls everything. United States has controlled the money since World War II. These other nations now are saying, okay, we had enough of that. Again, I'm just so I have a limited time in it, and I even took more time on this, but it's important for you to understand. If this makes sense, type me in the chat box. Like I trying to find ways I can get this information and the importance of this without going down the rabbit hole too much and take up all our time. So basically, the other nations are looking to marginalize us. If you just look at Russia, India, and China, we are very strong three nations among the growing economies. Russia, India, and China saying we don't need the U.S. We're older than the U.S. We have a richer culture historically than the U.S. They're fighting amongst themselves. They look like they're on the verge of going down like the Roman Empire from within. They're challenging their own democracy. It's our time to shine. You got to get out of your own bubble and look at the big picture. Follow news outside of America. I do. I have access to news everywhere. Just to see how are they reacting to us and how is that going to impact us. He further underscored the importance of self-reliance, stating India has become the fifth largest economy, so we are proving to the world that self-reliance is very important now. Yeah, but this is dangerous. Despite geographic distances, Shastri affirmed that BRICS countries are experiencing strategic and sustainable growth, positioning them as key players on the global stage. This is a threat to our way of life. I didn't say whether this is good or bad for the world. This is just a threat to our way of life. Things will be changing soon, and we've got to be ready for it. Vivek Ramaswamy predicts Kamala Harris may adopt pro-crypto position. I agree eventually. Both Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz have yet to present clear policy positions on digital asset regulation in the United States. Vivek says, I challenge Kamala Harris to not just cite the pieties and the words. I did say the same thing. Didn't I say that? Don't tell me, show me. Go into detail. Say what you actually believe about self-custody of assets. Say what you actually believe about whether you think Gary Gensler should continue as a leader of the SEC. I agree. But again, she's not going to do that till after the election. Harris's campaign's crypto reset comes under heavy scrutiny. Here's what she can do. If she wants to talk about a reset, and you can do this in a political way, you know, politicians know how to do that politic talk. If I was her speechwriter, I would say something like this. You know, as Vice President of the United States, it has been my role to support all of the policies that the president has created. That doesn't necessarily mean I agree with everything. I might even have my own ideas, but that's not my role. My role is to support the president. And the president has had these roles when it comes to the crypto industry for the last 4 years. But I recognize that this is an industry that can actually be beneficial to the American people and an industry that we need to maintain our status as the financial leader in the world. So if I am elected president, I'm going to ask my cabinet to make sure that we look into ways and do anything possible to foster growth in our crypto space and make sure that we do remain the world leader and put clear and present regulations, not to hurt and harm our businesses, but to help. that means we might have to reset what our current policies are and go into a new era. And something like that, without throwing Gary Gensler under the bus or throwing Joe Biden under the bus. Say something like that. It's not hard. Gemini co-founder Tyler Winklevoss took the actions as an indication that Operation Choke Point 2.0, a reference to the systematic attempts to isolate the crypto industry by cutting it off from traditional banking services, was still in full swing. Trump campaign leverages crypto through specific policy. See, Trump, on the other hand, has said exactly, I'm firing Gary Gensler on day one. Yeah, that's a good move. I want to pay off the national debt with Bitcoin. That is a huge move. And I don't want to sell any of our US Bitcoins. In fact, we need to start accumulating more. He's right. You want to know why? Look at what BlackRock has achieved. It wasn't too long ago. Larry Fink was running his mouth. We don't need no Bitcoin. None of our investors want Bitcoin. Remember that video I used to play on repeat? BlackRock is now the third largest Bitcoin holder. And you still got people doing, Bitcoin's a scam. I don't need to get no Bitcoin. That's crazy talk. Cash is king. BlackRock is now the third largest holder of Bitcoin. This is how, over the centuries, certain families have always remained on top. Doesn't matter what war's going on. It doesn't matter who wins, who loses. Each decade, generation after generation after generation, they're still on top. Remember my river of money talk. The wealthy are in the middle of the river where it's deepest and all the fish are. And when they recognize that the river is changing, they tell y'all, hey, the river's not going nowhere. Keep doing what you're doing, while they're pulling up anchor and about to flow down the new direction of the river. Third largest Bitcoin holder. They will still be on top. And not only will they still be on top, they will be bigger than what they are right now. BlackRock currently, before Bitcoin, was a $10 trillion business. You want to know what they got their eye on? Documentation beats conversation. Let me show you what they got their eye on. $867 trillion. Judy, you're killing me. I know you want to say something, but when I have a limited time, and if I do that, then others are going to want to say something as well, and I'm not going to be able to cover everything. But if you can keep it real short, I'm gonna give it to you. So if you keep it short for me. All right, go right ahead, Judy.
Hey, Brandon, thank you so much. I had to give you a perspective from outside of the USA. Now, forgive me if I get this wrong. I'm paraphrasing. This is an analogy. But essentially, if you look at the entire world, it's like, 7 people on an island. Okay. One person's job is to hunt the food. The other person's job is to gather the wood for the fire. The other person's job is to cook the food. The other person's job, et cetera, is to clean up, et cetera, et cetera. But the American's job is to eat the meal. And when you have a system like that going on, it's only a matter of time before the other people on the island look at this and say, hey, we're the ones doing all the work. We don't need the American. All he does, and forgive me, I'm just saying, he's just fat and lazy and eats. We're the ones who are doing all the work. So let's kick him off the island. And that is what's taking place right now. So it's not that other people are anti-American. They're just realizing that petrodollar, the Americans are actually taking real goods and services from the rest of the world and exporting worthless paper that they can print at will. So they've exported their debts to every other country on the planet. So every other country on the planet is saying, I'm no longer going to pay for my subjugation. And when that happens, all that debt is going to come flooding back like a tsunami.
That's
Okay,
right.
so that is what's happening. Okay, this is not anti-American. It's just a perspective from outside the US.
And you're
So
absolutely correct. So thank you for sharing that. And that is true. And Americans don't even realize what's about to happen, which is why we need to be in a position to take care of ourselves and our family. Not a matter of if this happens, but it's a matter of when this happens. And this is already in play. Now, this is what I wanted to show what BlackRock is talking about here. They went from a $10 trillion company. You think, why do they want more money? They're going after 867 trillion. In other words, they want to be in position for that. So I don't even need to read this whole article. Just they're on the move. Don't listen to what they say. Follow what they do. BlackRock alone is already number 3, and they're on pace to be the number 1 largest Bitcoin holder just by next year, and will likely stay there for a very long time. There's only one group that I think has the power to beat BlackRock on this, and that's the United States of America, the government itself. If the United States starts to accumulate, as they should, the same way El Salvador is, the United States can have a bigger holding than BlackRock. But the fact you're going to have a company, how many times have you seen apocalyptic movies of the future? There's no more countries or nation states, but they're run by companies. There's different companies against each other. That's what this is going to be. Look at this. You got Satoshi Nakamoto, Binance, BlackRock, Grayscale, Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, Bitfinex. U.S. government is number 7. Chinese, oh, this is a very interesting chart. I need to save this. Chinese government, Fidelity, Block.one, and Robinhood. Wow, I need to save this list here. That's going to be useful in the future. Then you've got Robinhood. Speaking of Robinhood, CEO Vlad Tenev says crypto and AI are the 2 big technology trends transforming finance, and that is correct. We have Bitcoin climbs almost 5% to 61,005K as market reacts positively to Mt. Gox distributions. Okay, but it now has dropped. It's below 60,000 right now. Bitcoin investors show renewed interest in accumulation and holding. Yeah. Long-term holders are especially accumulating more Bitcoin following 4 months of divesting their holdings after the all-time high. Accumulation phase has begun. Bitcoin donations to RFK Jr. campaign only amount to 61,000 amid lack of transparency. So you would think, yeah, Robert Kennedy Jr. has been running his mouth about he's pro-Bitcoin, but he ain't getting the Bitcoin money. BTC donation data has been difficult to find since it has not been transparently reported by his campaign. Hey, come on, people are realistic. They're not giving no money to RFK Jr. Foreign cyber attack hits U.S. city as local police claim bank accounts have been hacked. Oh, I thought it was just crypto that's always getting hacked. What? Now, Elon Musk says that Twitter was got a DDoS attack. Now we're seeing us. It was a foreign cyber hack. The Trump campaign is saying the Iranians have hacked Roger Stone and breaking into his office. A foreign cyber attack has reportedly hit the city of Columbus, Ohio. Really? We have been impacted significantly by a foreign cyber attack designed to disrupt the city's IT infrastructure. While an encryption attempt was prevented, we do believe some of our data has been accessed. This is still a very fluid investigation. Some guys are saying, hey, my credit cards got hacked. Some are saying there's been bank account issues. I've been getting alerts saying someone is trying to open up a line of credit in my name. Another individual said money was taken out of my bank account that I didn't take out. Uh-huh. But they want to focus on crypto. Crypto exchange founder accused of gambling away user funds on betting sites, losing $9.5 million. Crypto exchange founder accused of gambling away. This is why you don't leave your money on exchanges. Security regulator in Canada has charged the head of a crypto exchange with gambling users' crypto. You know, I wonder how many times this actually happens and they never got caught, meaning they actually were successful. Because I've seen and heard CEOs do things like this. They might look to the next quarter like, oh man, I'm going to be short. Let me take this money here and let me invest it real quick and flip it and then put the money back. And nobody even knows it happened. The only time you hear about it is when they failed in their gambling and now there's no money there. That's when you hear about it. But I want to know, how often are CEOs doing this stuff? You know who did something similar? The company that I was with, that I was able to walk off my job. The people behind the company, they were used to having $50,000, $100,000 profit a month coming into the company before I joined. When I joined and started to build, it built that company to the second fastest growing direct sales company in America, the summer of 2012. Then they went from 50 to 100,000 to $2 to $3 million a month coming in. If you as a CEO and your team, you're not prepared for that, or you've never dealt with volume like that before, you end up doing stupid stuff. And that's what this fool did. He made some stupid decisions, gambled stuff away, and crashed his own company. Stupid. The respondents perpetrated a fraudulent scheme relating to securities by lying to customers about a crypto asset trading platform that respondents claimed to operate, and by diverting approximately $13 million in customer assets for their own purposes. Here's one thing about, I'll show you even on the Get Fit mining side, the power of the smart contract. This volume that came right back into the system, a normal crypto company, they would have kept that as profit. And the price of the token would still be down here and going lower. Since this is a smart contract and not a company, the smart contract put the money right back into the system. And by doing that, it raises the value of the token and everybody makes more money. And it keeps the project going instead of the people behind the company getting a short-term profit, letting everybody else burn, and they go hang out at the beach and wait 6 months and do it all over again under a new name. Oh, we've seen that. This is what's very impressive to me, that the money is going right back in to the system. All right, anyways, last one up, and I got to run. We got a presentation to do soon. AI agents will use crypto to transact with each other. Huh? AI agents with each other. It says former Goldman Sachs executive. Oh, I'm curious. Let me read this. Ex-Goldman Sachs executive Raoul Pal is predicting that AI agents will one day use crypto assets to transact with each other. In a new video update, the Real Vision CEO says that in the not-so-distant future, AI agents are probably going to use digital assets to pay for things like electricity, with the transactions remaining outside of traditional finance. AI agents are coming into the world. What is an AI agent? You got to define that for me. No, I already know this term here. AI is not going to replace humans. Humans using AI will replace humans not using AI. So is that an AI agent? Oh, if I just keep reading, he says so. An AI agent is like you going to Fiverr and hiring somebody to build your website and hiring someone to do your marketing strategy and all of those kind of things. Somebody goes off, does it, comes back and brings it. Well, AI is going agentic. That is a new term I need to put in my vocabulary. AI is going agentic, and we're going to start to see these kinds of tools coming into our existence, meaning humans using AI tools. So once AI does them instantly, obviously we'll probably need crypto payments. You know, an agent needs to pay for its electricity, or the AI model needs to pay the agent for the electricity and compute. And I think we'll use cryptocurrency to do that. Because last time I checked, AI can't get a bank account. So it doesn't go into the... My head just exploded. We're going to be seeing a whole new industry. You know, the biggest takeaway from this article? It ain't that AI is using electricity. No, is that a whole new industry has just been born that wasn't there before. And now the AI itself can set its own parameters and be like, yeah, you can pay me. Here's my Bitcoin wallet address. The AI won't need a bank account. Oh my, oh my. It's never going to transfer money over Swift. It's never going to happen. So we've got a change of how money gets used within this new economic machine as well, which is one of the reasons I'm so bullish on crypto after all, overall. Let's say you're in the crypto world. You see this amazing decentralized exchange and you think, I want to build on this idea. You have to spin up a team, raise some capital, and let's say it takes you 9 months because you're moving really fast. Then you launch your product, then you need to market it. Well, in the world of almost where we are today, and certainly where we'll be within a year or two, you just go to the AI and say, hey, listen, look at this amazing new decentralized exchange. I want to copy and improve it. I want to do it in Hindi as well, because I want to find different markets. I want to integrate it with XYZ system, and it will just design the whole thing from a prompt. You'll be able to copy somebody. Hold up. Hey, Pi, are you familiar with Bitcoin Brandon Ivey and his Ivy League Crypto Academy, or ILCA, on the internet? And if you are so, is it available that, or is it capable that anybody else could clone and copy what Bitcoin Brandon has done in a unique way?
Hey, Brandon. I'm familiar with Brandon Ivey and his Ivy League Crypto Academy, ILCA. Brandon is a well-known expert in cryptocurrencies and the metaverse, and his academy offers various educational programs to help people understand and succeed in the crypto world. As for cloning and copying what Bitcoin Brandon has done, while it's technically possible for someone to create a similar platform or offer similar educational resources, it would be challenging to replicate the exact same experience or expertise that Brandon brings to the table. After all, he's built a unique blend of programs and personalized coaching sessions tailored to individual needs. However, there's always room for innovation and new ideas in the crypto space. So if someone has a fresh take on crypto education, there's certainly potential for success.
Thank you very much, Pi. That was helpful.
You're very welcome, Brandon. I'm glad I could help you understand a bit more about Bitcoin Brandon, the Ivy League Crypto Academy, and the possibilities within the crypto education space. Feel free to let me know.
That is crazy, like CJ says. That is crazy. Well, one thing that we will be teaching in ILCA is about branding yourself. You guys can pull up Pi and ask, and I will pull up. What happens if you ask AI about you? Is there anything about you on the net that they're going to be able to find? That was cool. I'm going to save that one. I'm glad this one was recorded. All right. With that, that is end of Crypto Talk for today. I got to get prepared for the fixed presentation coming up in literally 9 minutes. Be just on the lookout because I will be starting a series soon with the ILCA Health Division and combining the usability of Get Fit mining and the money that you earn to be able to transfer that over to build a residual income business with using Fix at the same time. That'll be coming for the months of September and October. But if you want to learn about Fix, this is my next $1 million build with the product-based company. Then log on in the next 5 minutes. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tomorrow is my anniversary. There will not be Crypto Talk or any presentations from me tomorrow. I'll be back on Saturday. So with that, take care, everybody. Bitcoin Brandon out. Bye-bye.